All right. So psychedelics, mental health, MMEDF or MindMed. You get on a lot of different things and you get in early. Love people. I have all types of questions around this. Will you give your thesis on MindMed and psychedelics in general? What got you confident in this, that you wanted to be this as one of your next big ventures?
J.R. Rand, the CEO, approached me a long time ago with this insane thesis. I thought at the time that psychedelics from the late 50s and 60s were actually very powerful medicines, but got basically sidetracked by the whole psychedelic overdosing movement. And now the research should come back towards medicines, and he wanted to form a company that would do the research because he knew that and I know now that there haven't been any new medicines for mental illness in 35 years. We tend to sedate or drug people or give them Ritalin or Zantac and all these drugs that are just terrible for kids or people that have anxiety or opioid addiction or alcoholism, whatever it is that's afflicting them. He claimed that there was merit in going through the clinical trial, FDA-approved clinical trials all around the world, to show that these drugs are in fact very powerful medicines that can really help in these massive societal mental illness problems. Now, for example, up to 40% of an evening's patients going into any emergency ward in any major American city do not have any lacerations or physical damage. They're mentally ill. They've attempted suicide maybe or whatever. So it's a massive problem. So after listening to him, he said, look, I'm looking for early round investors willing to take substantial positions and put capital to work. I had my guys check him out. I have a team that does due diligence. And even my own people said, this guy is really interesting. The deal's really interesting. Alex Kenji, who runs O'Leary Ventures, it's not often that he says, not only do I want my allocation that you loan me, I'm putting my own dough into this. And that was the case for MindMed. So we became major investors and have, we just got, this company set every milestone that JR set for it in everything he's done. Last year was most successful stock. It was unbelievable. And I still say that it's in its third inning because it's advancing these trials. When you invest in this space, here's my advice to anybody looking at psychedelics. There's many, many, many companies now because it's now been, psilocybin's approved in Oregon, Washington, D.C. There's all kinds of companies trying to get into this. The outcomes are unknown. It's highly speculative. You want to find a company with as many trials, as many molecules as you can find, diversify your risk. So for me, that number one company, it's MindMed. JR was very, very sure and certain that he could get multiple trials going, which is what he's done on multiple molecules. My risk is mitigated. What I don't like are companies that have one drug, one molecule. Binary outcome, 1 or 0. If the drug doesn't work, you're toast. The stock's worthless. So I stay away from those. MindMed is where I put my bet on.